What's going on, everybody? Tonight I wanted to share with you some Salsa Roja I made. So this is a watermelon infused Salsa Roja. Made this just the other night, and this is about all I have left. This recipe I'm just going to share with you verbally, right? Obviously we're not cooking it, it's already made. But made that amount plus maybe about this much is what I've gone through already, on a couple of different dishes. I made it, I think, Wednesday night. Today's Saturday. I don't know. But, so we got 4 Roma tomatoes, 4 Carolina Reaper peppers, and 4 orange habanero peppers. About a half a white onion, and 6 cloves of garlic, and I just rendered that down in a skillet with a little bit of olive oil, just until, again, the peppers started to blister. Your Carolina Reapers, they don't really blister too well. They just kind of start getting mushy, kind of like the Roma tomatoes do. So I left the skin on the Roma tomatoes as well. That started blistering but kind of peeling off, but we left that. I got a nice little caramelization again on the onions. Put all of that in a blender. And I cooked this one, I did a salsa verde not too long ago as well. I didn't roast the garlic with those peppers and onions and whatnot. This go around I did. Threw that in a blender, blended that down. And then what else did we add to this? I added a little bit of salt. I didn't measure, but just a little bit of salt. Cilantro, a good little pinch handful of cilantro. And about 6 kind of nice chunks of watermelon, fresh watermelon, that I just, got at the local grocery store. I just kind of, get like previously cut, watermelon chunks, fucking seeds left in, all of it, right? Yeah, I think that's it. So it came out, again, never really made this particular one before. I've never really used Carolina Reapers too much because I don't really like them, I'll be honest with you. They provide a nice solid heat, don't get me wrong, but I don't like the flavor of them. And, it kind of carried over into the Salsa Roja here. So I'm not overly happy with that, but I'm happy with the heat that it came out to be. And I've never really used watermelon in a salsa in this way. I make a nice watermelon pico de gallo, which is phenomenal. Kind of that's what gave me the idea with this was, to use it. So again, it came out this like kind of burnt orangish color, which I was kind of shocked about. And I'm guessing that's got to be from the kind of the habaneros, and then also some of the cilantro. When I added the cilantro, it really, and then started blending it, it really started to change from a burgundy, not a burgundy, but kind of like a rustic red color, which is what I was really going for. But I think the watermelon, the cilantro, I think that really kind of changed the overall color. But it's all right. But it has a nice pour to it. It's chunky, just the way I like it. Not too runny, not too chunky. Really would work well with chips for sure. You can see bits and pieces, little granules of things in there. So I like that aesthetic purposes. Yeah, off the spoon, and after making it, it has like a rustic kind of smell to it. And I think that's coming from, obviously, the caramelization of the onions, but also by roasting the garlic as well, I think is what really gave it that, because it's really got a garlicky and onion upfront smell to it. But the watermelon really shines through. So let's give this a taste. I haven't had it in a few days. Mm-hmm. fresh. Whew. And it's hot. I forgot. Wow, I forgot. Again, I said, like, I made that on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't remember. I used it on dinner that night and then Thursday. Wow. Guys, that's hot. My whole mouth is lit up just from that. Now, on the spoon, of course, I moved it around quite a bit on the palate throughout the mouth to really get the full flavor so we could talk about it. But my eye's about to tear just from that. It's got me breathing in. Now, my tolerance is down quite a bit. But not that far down. It's hot. So again, going back to, the Carolina Reapers, I'm not really tasting them though. So this actually came out pretty good with the use of Carolina Reapers because it's got a mean, wicked heat to it. That's hot. But that's how I wanted it. I wanted it to be a burner. I wanted it to be hot. I wanted my nose to run. I didn't want to have to use a lot of it, on the food I was making and what I was doing. Wow. That's good. That came out really better than I remember. But now I'm remembering how hot it was because I remember I ate it the night I made it. I don't even know what I was making it for, but whatever I ate on Tuesday night or whatever day it was. But on Thursday, I made some like bratwurst dogs, and I poured that and then some of the rest of the verde. So I made some verde hot dogs, bratwurst, and some Roja brats. And I remember that lightened me up pretty good on Thursday. Wow. Yeah. Let's do another little spoonful here. If we do, I'm gonna get a tear to drop for sure. So again, simple recipe. That's exactly what I added to it. Again, the salt, I didn't measure, but 4 nice size Roma tomatoes, 4 good size habaneros, half a white onion, and 4 decent size Carolina Reapers. Most Reapers don't get super big in volume. But you can see, so it's got a little bit of drip to it, a little bit of waterness to it. You know what I mean? But that's kind of what you want in a salsa. But I also want it chunky like that. Here's the thing. It's blended really well because the first taste you're met with is like a rustic, that garlic and onion. And then as it sits in the mouth and you kind of work the salsa a little bit, this soothing watermelon flavor really develops. And that's kind of where it sticks. I'm not tasting the peppers in that at all. I'm not tasting the habaneros. I'm not tasting that Carolina Reaper floralness. I'm not tasting any of that. But it's warm, and it's weird because that watermelon, I'm a huge watermelon fan. I like the flavor of watermelon, but it's okay. Well, maybe not. It's right there on the cusp. But nose is starting to trickle a little bit. But the watermelon gives you this sense of full security with this because you get the onion, garlic, a little bit of cilantro up front, and then it's all watermelon flavor after that. And then after you swallow it, it kind of brings back a little more of that rustic flavor and those rustic notes to it. But then it just becomes super hot in my whole front of my mouth. Cheeks, gums, roof of the mouth, underneath my tongue is lit on fire right now. So anyways, just wanted to share it. I was happy with how it came out. The only thing I wasn't overly happy about was the color. But I kind of like it. It's kind of a different take on a Salsa Roja. You know what I mean? Because it's not super red, as you can see. It's more of a rustic orange, if you will. You know, but again, you can see seeds, lots of bits and pieces in there. I'm happy with it. Again, just wanted to share the recipe if anybody was interested. Super simple. That'll probably last like that in the fridge for 5-7 days. You know, haven't cooked it and blended, so it's a nice little recipe. The other thing is, I was gonna do grapes, red grapes, as like a fruit base for it, because I wanted to do something different, and that's where the fruit kind of came into play. And I went with watermelon because it was the first thing I saw, and I'm stoked that I did, because it really has this soothing feel on the palate before you're met with just an intense fire. So yeah, really well. I'm gonna stop yapping. Thank you guys for burning with me. It's been your #1 hot sauce guy. My take on a Salsa Roja. All right, we'll see y'all later.